Alright, here we are. Let me come closer. Here we are. Welcome to Perry Powers. Fuck knows. Listen. I brought a very good camera. A week ago, 2 weeks ago. And I brought it because I wanted to start doing some really sick YouTube videos. And if I start something, or I envision starting something, I have a vision for it. And I'm like, right, if I do it, it needs to match this vision. And if it doesn't, I'm either going to be super pissed and I won't release it, or I'm just not going to start until it's ready because, it's the vision has got to match up and it needs to come across in a certain way. And yes, in an ideal world, that is the case. So right now, I am recording this on my webcam, not my Sony camera. Why? Because it fucking pisses me off. That's why. Because sometimes things just don't work out in the way you think they should. Something so simple. Oh, it's just simple, isn't it? It's just a fucking webcam. No, not webcam. Mic. Oh, okay, well, if I'm going to be recording, well, obviously, I'm going to buy a mic, and it's going to be great. It's going to link up to the camera, and I can just start recording, but is that right? No, because you need this fucking little cable from over here to plug into this to fucking go into the camera. Do I have the cable? No. Wine? Anyone? So, tell you, I have no idea how this video is going to go, but listen, I was in my kitchen and I'm like, I need to start. I'm 2 weeks late now on starting. And I was like, yeah, but how you want your videos to be, where it's really is like each YouTube video you do is like a little short film. That's what you want, Perry. I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. Fucking standing in my kitchen, talking to myself. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. And I was like, well, 2 weeks have gone by and you haven't started a YouTube channel properly yet. So what is it going to be? Another 2 weeks? It's going to be another 2 months? Well, you know what? 2024 is right around the corner. Starting Jan, right? Starting in January. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? You stupid fucking little cunt of a voice, yeah? This voice here, we've all got it, right? That voice. I'm going to do it now. And I have no idea how it's going to come out. But I'm just going to do it. So suck on that one, right? Now, I love my red wine. And I wasn't actually going to be doing a YouTube video drinking a glass of red wine. But I felt like I need a glass of red wine and I was going to do it anyway. And I thought, well, you know what? If you're watching this right now and you have so good. And you have wine in your kitchen. Why don't you pause this? Go and grab yourself a nice glass of wine. Could be red, could be white, could be rosé, could be any fucking color you want. And then you can come back and hit play and you can... This ain't a red wine glass, but don't sue me. And have a little tipple with me, okay? But you've got to, do it in the said right way. Might as well just fucking drink out the bottle at this rate. So, here I am. Bonjour, welcome. This is called On The Fly. But no, I mean, I started my YouTube channel, really, actually, years ago. I'm talking maybe 2015, 2014, 2016, like roughly around that time. Now, I started my YouTube channel. I mean, it was there anyway, but I started to put videos on there as a place where I really started to use it when I was a personal trainer, so we're talking 8 years ago now. I would use my YouTube channel to upload videos onto but unlist them straight away. So I'm not publishing a video on YouTube. I'm using it kind of like a viewing gallery privately, because I put like workout videos on there and send them to clients. That's what I used to use it for. My Facebook, I've been using for donkey's years. And if you go into my Facebook profile, you go into my videos and you just scroll back, you'll see some crackers from your boy Perry Power. But with my YouTube channel, I don't know, YouTube's always been daunting for me because I love this. I love to just sit here and, this is really on the fly because I had no idea what software I was going to use to do this. I'm fucking using ScreenFlow. I don't even know if I'm going to continue using this. And some of you guys are probably going to be like, what the fuck is ScreenFlow? I have no idea. You don't need to know what it is, but I'm using something. And right now, usually if you're recording, you see a screen, right? You see a screen of you. So you know what you look like as you're doing it. Right now, I've fucking seen nothing other than this hole. So right now, I feel like I'm losing my marbles. But I'm doing this because in life, it does get to a point where You may have a vision of doing something in a certain way. You may plan to do something in a certain way, but sometimes it just doesn't pan out. And as uncomfortable and as shitty and as fucking stupid as it may be or may seem or may sound, you just gotta do it anyway, because, hold on, let me get ready for this one. Imperfect action is still action. Thank you. By the way, my red wine today, fuck it, every video I might as well just fucking drink a new glass of red wine. How about that one? If that sounds great, put it in the comments. I have no idea if it sounds great. I mean, it sounds great to me, but I don't know if that's what people actually want to see. I mean, this probably will get like fucking 2 views. I mean, to be honest, I'm just doing this just to make a point to this. Like, Perry, just fucking do it anyway. This is Casillero, I think. Del Diablo. And the writing underneath it says, more than 130 years ago, no fucking idea what it's saying. Anyway, back on topic. There's got to be some sort of topic here, right? Some sort of theme. What the fuck is the point in this video? Bear with me. At the end of the day, with what I do off of YouTube, what I do on social media, what I do off social media, I'm very much a storyteller. I'm very much a activist. I'm very much an advocate for people's rights, and I'm very much, everything I do is giving a voice to those who don't yet or haven't found of their own voice, and temporarily give them a voice until I've given them permission or unlocked the door or shown them the path to which they can find their own voice. And, you know, primarily that's survivors of abuse, primarily, all forms of abuse. But because of my story, here's the thing, I really haven't thought this one through, guys. But, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys have no idea who the fuck I am. You have no idea what my story is. Or you all bloody know me. Or, I mean, it's 2 views. Perry, what are you talking about? It's going to be fucking 2 views. It's going to be you and your mate. 3 views and your brother, because I fucking forced him to watch it. I'll do another video of my story. That's kind of what the mini documentary, which I haven't fucking started yet. I'm trying. I'll tell you what, it's camera. But I come from a back of my childhood sexual abuse, right? Sexually abused. Going into my story, sexually abused by my step-granddad growing up as a child. Lived in silence when a stop was put to it, and then break my silence late teens, early 20s. And for the last 5-ish, 6 years, I have been helping survivors to essentially break their silence and help them not go down the same path as my dad, which was becoming an alcoholic and unfortunately having a heart attack at the age of 48, and he passed away. And I found out after he passed away, as that kind of gave me permission to be sort of loud and with my story. And it kind of, when I broke my silence to the world, I then found out that he was abused too by the same man that abused me. Now, that's a whole separate story, which, you know, if you guys want me to go into in great detail and you feel like that'd be of benefit, and just let me know in the comments. But just to give you context as to what I do now and what I have been doing for X amount of years is to empower these guys to not pick up the bottle, and if they've picked up the bottle, to fucking put the bottle down or drink responsibly, like a glass of red wine whilst doing a cheeky little YouTube video. But my dad, you know, his chosen tipple was vodka, and he would drink that shit like it was water. I'll tell you what, loved my dad, still do. He was I get my sense of humor, if you can't tell already. I have one. I get a lot of it from my dad, and I get a lot of it from my mum, both who have very, very dark senses of humor. And yeah, they're just amazing people, you know, and I'm close to my mum now, very close, and she's got a cracking sense of humor too. And but my dad, you know, he was just a G. He really was. Don't get me wrong, in some ways he had flaws, but everyone has flaws, and I can guarantee that when I become a parent, I'm going to very, very quickly realize that we can never do a good enough job. We can just do, and that just needs to be good enough. But I found out after anyway that he was abused too, and that then explained his alcoholism. It explained a lot of things with how he handled his shit and his past. And, you know, I put a stop to it in regards to the generational cycle. And I was like, I need to do the opposite. I don't want to be passing that shit to my kids. And I was like, right, you know, shit needs to change. And that's why I ended up sharing my story to the world, and why I do what I do now, which is, again, I'm on a board of 2 charities. I'm, you know, trying to do a documentary, and writing a film script as well. Lots of different things in the works to try and get a movie made. And I've got a publishing company. Hold on, let me. Yes. Every ounce I get to talk about the amazing fucking survivors I'm so bloody proud of. Uno momento. Feel free to have a few sips of your wine as I collect these books. Got to see where they are first. Hold up. So, here's a handful. So I essentially run a publishing company called Powerful Books, and what we do is we only work with survivors of any type of trauma. In the program, because of my story, 99% of the people are abuse, and nearly all of them abuse of the sexual nature. But we are open to all kinds of trauma. And what we essentially do is help survivors to find healing, to find growth, and to find empowerment through the process of writing their story. We get the structures, we get the frameworks, we get the guidance, the coaching, the support, the accountability, everything that they possibly need, the community, right? So they don't feel alone throughout the process, and the army of survivors to back them up along the way. We provide all of that, and then at the end, once they've written their story, they've written their book, we then professionally edit it, we format it, we design a front and back cover, we publish it for them. Now, we got Emma. See, I fucking can't see anything, so I don't even know if you can I don't even know if I'm in a shot this whole fucking time. Right, anyway. Emma, it will be okay. And this is the back picture. We got Ali, Walking Out of Shame, Diamond. We've got It Ends With Me by Deborah. We have Shout It Beautifully by Bunny. And we've got Breaking the Silence by me. And this is a book that I wrote. I actually wrote it in 30 days in 2020 and only published it a year later. Why? Well, one would call it perfectionism. One would call it insecurities. Both the same thing. And yeah, so this book here, Breaking the Silence, is essentially split into 3 parts. Part 1 is my story. Part 2 is a story of 14 other survivors. And you have a page at the end of part 2 where someone can take a pen and write their story into it. And they essentially become the 15th survivor in the book. And then part 3 is the steps that one can take to break their silence and start their healing journey, essentially. So I do that. I've got an amazing team. I'll tell you what, Powerful Books and these... I'm 29 years old, and I left home when I was 19 years old. Okay, guys, apologies in advance. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, and don't know where I'm going with this. But if you're sick of, oh fuck me, fucking can't even talk. I tell you what, this podcast arm is getting right in the ray. I left home when I was 19 years old. I was raised by a man who gave me the parenting that he wished that he had from his parents, and his parents were alcoholics who really didn't give that much of a shit about his whereabouts, and his love language wasn't met, and to be fair, just his love wasn't met in any shape or form. So growing up, my dad was quite a controlling man, very much so. I didn't have freedom growing up, not much of it. I mean, compared to other people on this planet, I had a lot of freedom. It all depends on how you want to look at it, what lens. But at the same time, I don't really want to invalidate how I feel and invalidate my experiences. But I didn't get much freedom growing up. So when the opportunity arose to, Perry is an opportunity to leave, #freedom, I did it. I went to uni, researched the biggest party unis in the UK, and the University of Kent came up, and I was like, right, let's go there. Ended up going on to my last warning before being kicked out. Too many parties, too many noise complaints. And basically, I remember the principal saying to me, Perry, in January after the Christmas holidays, you either come back as a student who wants to learn, or you don't come back at all. I didn't go back. And then once you skip a few from there, went traveling around Australia with my girlfriend at the time, and came back, and I was like, right, I'm like 20, 21 years old. And here's the thing, through and through, since I was my first ever memory was sitting in front of a TV, and I'm looking at it. It literally is like a flash. I remember looking at it, and I didn't know it really was a TV. I didn't know what acting was. I didn't know what film was. Didn't know what a TV was. But I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I want to be on that. I just remember I want to be on that. And that's where I say the whole acting was born. And for me, just I will dedicate a whole different video to that, about like my view on acting and the storytelling and the potential of telling stories through a cinematic way to reach audiences far and wide, to tell important stories and powerful messages. But I don't want this video to go from being however long to fucking however long. So I'll keep that for another time. But I came back from Australia. I was like, right, now I'm going to do the acting path. And basically, I didn't want to follow the traditional path, get an agent, go and get a job in a call center or in a bar, whatever. I mean, I tried it then. I was like, fuck this, I ain't doing it. I remember being in a call center for Which magazine and in central London, and I had to, because their phones are automatic dials, as soon as you put it down it automatically rings, and for me to go to the toilet I have to ask permission from the manager to go to, I'm like, I did it once, I'm like, I ain't fucking asking permission again, daddy issues, no freedom. And anyway, so I was like, right, it's entrepreneurship. And then I stepped into becoming a personal trainer, and from being a personal trainer I then become an online fitness coach. From being an online fitness coach, I become a kind of like a business mentor, but more branding, more leading with your story. So helping fitness trainers put their story at the forefront of their online business. From there, then it was a Facebook ads marketing agency. Then from there, it was fitness again, and went back to fitness. But it just got to a point where it just grew massively misaligned to all of it. I was like, I love business. I love creating my own success, create my own freedom, living a life that I want to live, how I want to live it. I said, but not like this, not like this. And I left the business and basically spent a whole year trying to decide what to do. And I just completely let go of anything and everything, and just lent into my story and just serving other people. And I was doing this, by the way, sleeping on the floor in a sleeping bag in a house with my dog and halving my food with Amara. And in that moment, I launched a charity in America with Juliet, and I wrote my book. And wrote my book in 30 days, but perfectionism kicked in a year later. That same voice that told me to write the book told me to publish it, and I just got to work. Just fucking use Canva to do the book cover. I did use Canva to do the book cover, use Grammarly to do the editing. I know Emma will fucking kill me if I didn't do editing and just said editing. She's not a fan. Emma, by the way, she's the editor in Powerful Books. Just assuming you guys already know everything. And then basically since me launching my book, it got number 1 in 2 different categories. And from the book, did a TEDx talk. Now, I'm speaking all around the country, and so much shit has happened since then. Audience growth, to nearly 500,000 people on social media. And then Powerful Books was born, helping other survivors to turn their story into a powerful book. And now, putting the sort of beginning steps into Powerful Pictures, which is my dream, which is Powerful Pictures being a production company that only tells true story feature films, and it's just, the vision is to turn some of these books that we're doing in Powerful Books into those films that you see on Netflix or in the cinema or on your TV, wherever. We'll get there one day. But that's what I do, and this YouTube channel, I seen it as, I don't know, there's just not a place where I can just chill and just talk and just share my thoughts, my personality, and just be me. I think in a lot of other areas on social media, I am me, but I have to think out the short reels, clips, and I just feel like I hide a lot of myself on social media because there's just not much room for it. And I kind of want my YouTube channel to just be that extension of me that really is me, So here I am, being me, drinking red wine, talking shit. And maybe that's it. Maybe this YouTube channel is me rocking up, fucking talking shit, swearing like a madman. Sorry if it offends anyone. It probably will. I get messages all the bloody time. Hey, stop swearing. Your message can reach more people if you stop swearing. Oh, fuck off. Listen, love, if you let a word, which is numbers, which is letters put together, derail you in life, there's bigger problems than me you using the word fuck. All right? So me talking shit, swearing like a madman, drinking red wine, and maybe, I'll help her one. Oh, bruv. Maybe I help 1 or 2 people. By the way, I stutter like a bitch. I always have done. I talk fast when I get passionate. And I don't know. I love this. This is great. I don't care if it gets 1 view, 3 views. Fucking, I don't care. Like, this is great. I don't fucking know. Yeah, maybe I help 1 or 2 people. Maybe I help 1 or 2 people, you know? And we'll go from there. But at the end of the day, I think when it comes to abuse, not everyone can relate to abuse. I tell you what, a shit ton of people can relate to abuse. Not everyone, but I will say nearly everyone. Now, when it comes to the word trauma, everyone can relate to trauma because it's whatever you identify as trauma, and everyone's been through some type of trauma or is going through some type of trauma. And I don't know, I believe I have maybe 1 or 2 things that's valuable that I can share, that can help get through the tough times, get through the dark times. And, whether I do that through being inspiring, great. If I do that through being motivational, great. If I do that through, I don't know, stories, great. My personality, great. Bit of dark humor. If you guys like dark humor, I mean, that's a dangerous territory. I don't know if anyone's ready for my dark humor. But, yeah, maybe I'll help some people. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna make a promise to myself. Because this is the thing. I'm gonna watch this back, and I'm probably gonna think, "What the fuck is this?" But I'm just gonna upload it to my YouTube anyway. I'm just gonna do it. Just because. Because then I'm hoping that is just that first domino. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do my second one. The previous one isn't that bad. Just get on with it, Perry. It's about helping people, and at the end of the day, whether it looks like a fucking movie, yeah, great. But, if that takes you a year to get to, you could have helped a lot of people in that year. And that's a message. Really, at the end of the day, this video, if you can take that message away, fantastic. All right? Lots of love. Drink some wine and have some fun time. I rhyme. Cheers.